Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Banter Blitz. Same old, same old. I just got back from Berlin, where they had the final 3 rounds of the German Bundesliga. Arguably the strongest chess league in the world. And the final 3 rounds were played together, so it was fun. It was a big chess festival. Get to see a lot of faces that I haven't seen much over the last 20 years. But the German chess scene, of course, you sort of know everybody. My team, Baden-Baden, was still competing and is still competing with Solingen for the top spot. Both teams ended equal on match points, and they will play a tiebreaker in the near future. I don't know any more details. I'm not sure anybody else. The teams have to agree on a date and a location. But Baden-Baden lost the match in the regular season, so they'll be eager to correct that in the tiebreaker against Solingen. For me, the weekend was exciting because I'm number 15 on the list, and normally since it's 8 players playing, I mainly get to play against the weaker teams. But this weekend, I got to play against another strong team, Hockenheim, and I played against my old friend Arik Braun, strong grandmaster on board 8. And I messed up the opening, but I managed to win that game, so that was good. After that, I started my usual struggles against FIDE masters again, was completely lost in the second game I played, and true by miracle. But then, in the last game, I also missed some stuff and got into some trouble, but it was very unclear, and in the end, I came out on top. So overall, I think I had 7.5 out of 9 in the German league, which is alright business, as usual, on one of the lower boards. I'm normally a heavy favorite. So this is Banter Blitz, as I'm sure you guys have guessed already. You can challenge me to a 5-minute Blitz game if you happen to be Chess24 Premium member. If you happen to not be one, you can become one. You can get 15% off using my bonus code, which is Yanistan. And I hope we will soon get to play a lovely game of chess. I will also try to interact a little with the chat if we find the time. But for now, let's start a game. I have to first abort my test game against Claudia, who has a tremendous score against me. But here we are. And let's get started. Against Scharft, maybe? Scharft. Does this work? Whenever I return from my travels, but now I'm mainly done with travels, I'm always afraid that things have changed in the studio, and I don't react well to change, so I never know what to do. I don't even like to change my bishop for this knight. Therefore, the Trompowsky really is not the opening I should be playing. But for variety's sake, sometimes you gotta test Scharft in not the sharpest lines. What's happening in the chat? Perpetual Stalemate says they knew your kryptonite after BKK. They matched you against FIDE Masters. Yeah, I had a stretch of, I think, 3 games in a row against 22 till 2300s where I made 3 draws, which is not ideal if your rating is 2640 or whatever my rating is and you're trying to keep it. But everyone can play chess these days. Everyone's well prepared. I like to think that sites like Chess24 have a little something to do with it, that raising that level. But for me, yeah, it's always been a bit of a problem with black. It shouldn't normally be that big a problem with white, but to get games going against good players in the 2300 range. What else is happening? Ambitious Porn is saying, we may never know. And he's saying, welcome to Schenkland. Yeah, we were all following the US Championships over there with the Baden-Baden all-star team. And yeah, what can you say? Hats off to Sam Schenkland. That was a very, very impressive performance. To score +6 in that field, there's no weak players. And to score 8.5 out of 11 is just amazing. So hats off to him. That was very, very impressive. As for the position here, sometimes I forget Banter Blitz. There should be some talk about the position. I guess I'm slightly better because I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this operation of exchanging the light squared bishops so quickly. And now after c4, black always has this dilemma. He doesn't really want to play with an isolated pawn on d5. He doesn't want to allow me to go dc. Therefore, he correctly has to give up the center with dc4. But here, if black is not in time to go like f5, not f6, whatever, g6, then white should be a little better. And it feels like in this position I could dare grabbing the center, just to stop him from completing that setup that I mentioned. Skibby's asking, Jan, how do you come back to Hamburg from Berlin? Train, car, bus? A train is quite nice. A train is 90 minutes. I took the train. It's pretty fast these days. I'm being told the airport situation in Berlin is still not ideal. So there you go. What should I do? I have a feeling a3 could be a useful move to make, just so I don't have to think about queen b4 or bishop to b4. Especially because I might consider continuing with queen b3, just to, you know, feel up just a little, touchy-feely, the b7 pawn. Other than that, I want to go rook e1 and then wait for an opportune moment to get something going in the center. But it seems like Shaft is not intending to just sit and wait while I complete my lengthy build-up, and goes b5 himself, which is probably a decent way to claim some space. I will be arguing that he's creating more weaknesses in his camp, but I'm not sure my argument holds any water. Queen a2 made some sense. Attacking the pawn on a7, and at some point I should go for some more concrete action, but you know, I'm not really a man of action. My motto in life is, if you are dealing with something unpleasant, just delay it forever and let it linger. Let it bother you as long as you can. That's what's gotten me all the way. I'm reading the chat. Who's here? Ambitious Pawn is here. I feel bad. I still haven't followed through on Ambitious Pawn's movie recommendations. I've been busy. I haven't watched much. The Thief, you said, right? That's tough for me because it has like 2 THs in it. It's not just the, but also thief. THs are the German's kryptonite, as we know. Anyway, The Thief I haven't watched yet, but I'm planning to. I've been watching a bit of this Wild Wild Country on Netflix. That's very weird, very interesting, and strangely addictive. And, of course, for chess players, it's fun that arguably the main character is called Ma Anand Sheila. She might be my favorite Anand now. Is that her name? I think so. Okay, time to focus, because so far Shaft has been enjoying this game way too much. Let's start full contact karate, Van Damme style. Not sure if this is a good move, but I have a feeling that I'm more prepared for the events to come. Pramod NVS is wondering, did Jan already speak about Avengers Infinity War? Pramod, right after this show, I will go to the movies and I will sit through 2.5 hours of, I don't know what's going to happen, but my best guess is the fate of the universe is at stake, so we must assemble a team of highly paid actors to fight in meaningless action sequences over the course of like 3.5 hours to, in the end, defeat a CGI villain. That's just my guess. I don't know anything about the movie, but I will happily join the festivities. And I will also happily join the pawn grabberies. Is this a good pre-move? It's a bit risky if he goes queen b6 or queen c5, if he's seen that I've made a pre-move. But I have a feeling it's not going to happen. There you go. Back. How did I miss that pawn was hanging? Focus, Jan. I want to go here. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, excellent first game. Once again, showing the class. It's just completely different game once you become a grandmaster. Like, you see so many more things, like the clock. And what else is there? That's pretty much it. Come on, guys, this is episode like whatever, 200. Stop whining about the blitz to banter ratio. It's my show. Am I going to get checkmated? I'll get very close to getting checkmated, but I think I will avoid it and triumph in the end. And what a triumph it will be. Triumph the insult comic dog. Even this is still mildly annoying. Maybe it's not mildly annoying, maybe it's drawn, right? Ah, no, I can go here. I'm still scared, probably rightly so. Glorious victory! Here we go. Mr. Dodgy has a good point. Can't believe he said it. It's his show when Pramod is here. Delusions of Grandeur. Yeah, good point. It is Pramod's show. We're all just partaking in Pramod's show. And Gustav Chatterjee, stop rooting against me openly. At least do it secretly. Like during the Bundesliga, when I'm blundering and you're in the chat jumping up and down, yelling, "Yay, I want Jan to lose." That's not nice if you're just hanging out at this side all the time. Why would you do that to me? What have I ever done to you? Very hurtful. Let's play another game. Against whom, though? Cafe Cluster? What's Cafe Cluster? No, Gustav, I read the chat because I've been informed of all your hating. Not enough to say, not against you, Jan, I don't like Baden-Baden. I can quote it because I'm obsessed with stuff. Nah, it's all good, it's all good. I'll just pretend like it doesn't deeply hurt my feelings. Another Trompovsky. And another 2d5. That's the problem with everybody being so educated these days. We need to spread more fake chess news. Like, everyone knows 2d5 is a good move and white has nothing here. And it takes the fun out of chess. H6 I'm not sure though. Because in general, you might say it's an empty threat that white wants to go bishop takes f6. But still, to spend a tempo on it, I'm not so sure. Pramod MVS is in the chat. Well, what's life been like, Pramod? Tell me about it. You're getting married? Are there significant changes happening? Is your TV diet gonna be affected? Then again, I guess most of your choices will probably, most of your preferences will probably be compatible, no? With you got married last week. Congratulations, Pramod. Congratulations to our most loyal, I'm not sure if supporter is the right word, but our thickest skinned premium user, Pramod MVS, for getting married. And that is one reason that I will accept for not being here for last week, even though it was hurtful. And you know, when they came after me, it would have been nice if you were there to defend me. But getting married, Pramod, I think, might take precedence over trolling on Chess24. So congratulations and all the best in your new... What's the word? New life? Is that what you call it? I don't know. In your quest to get better taste in social media. No, not social media, in TV. See, I can't talk. I don't know the right things to say. That's why I'm never invited to weddings. I would be like Sherlock, except for the brains. I don't mean that. At Watson's wedding, that was a touching speech. Anyway, Pramod, I'm happy for you. I'm also happy for me because Cafe Cluster blundered a piece here after bishop b4. Bishop takes d7 check. He can't recapture because of queen takes b8, followed by queen takes b4. Okay, let's start with the tough guys. Because I've been playing so well, I feel like now is the time. Another FIDE master. You know I can't deal with FIDE masters. Give me grandmasters. I'm doing well against grandmasters. But FIDE masters, I don't know. You guys are tough. Especially the ones called Toastbrot. Also, Toastbrot, that's not a Dutch thing, right? Is that mocking the German cuisine? Because FIDE master Toastbrot from the Netherlands. But the Netherlands, they like to deep fry everything. So I'm not sure they're that much into Toastbrot. But more into like frikandels, berenhaps, broodje gezond. Do you have a lot of toasts in Holland? Maybe they do. I'm not sure. Toastbrot might not be a German invention. And what do I do here? Mainline Slav. I've made great experiences with the mainline Slav recently. a6. In the old days I always played a4 here. At some point I looked at e3 and I switched to that. But sometimes it's fun to go back to your first love. Not you, Pramod. But just to, to revisit the old times. Knight bd7. What? Was I going a5 here? No, I think I was just playing e3. Add some lines with a5. Maybe now? Because in general I'm always not worried, but it makes sense for black to fix the queenside by going a5 himself. And now I'm a bit curious if I should go c5, but I have a feeling then e5 is coming, so I'll just, do nothing as usual first. h6 is always the eternal, one of the many eternal questions. So you go to f4 or to h4. Both have pros and cons. In general, you don't really want to exchange this bishop. So often it makes sense to go to f4, anticipating whatever, knight h5 or dc followed by knight d5. But here, after bishop f4, I felt that dc followed by knight d5 was hitting the bishop on f4. It wasn't that great. Anyway, I have a good position, so I can now start messing it up. See, that's where my confidence is at. But for now, I'll just make random moves. Black is very passive. He hasn't managed to free himself or to get in a5. He's combined h6 and knight f8. That means it won't be so easy to go knight to g6. So, this is a good position for me. Now he goes f5, but that means in this particular situation that it should be unpleasant for him if I open the, whatever it's called, C file. I haven't really calculated Queen a5, bishop c7, queen b4. I had a feeling that it's risky. But that's the extent of it. Alright, my position is pretty nice, but how to make progress? Maybe put rook here first. Oh, this is some 3-minute game? I fell for it again. I think I even said it's a 3-minute game, but it did not register consciously. So, time to speed it up just a little bit. Not sure I've achieved the max here. I got too scared when I noticed that there was no time left on the clock. H5, so aggressive. You do you, Toolsport. If you feel like you want to push Harry all the way down my throat, does that sound wrong? Sounds a little wrong. Then knock yourself out. Problems. Oh. Bojan the b-pawn. Okay, that does not stop Bojan. Well, it does stop Bojan, but it does not stop Team Rook. So close, no matter how far. I think I can pre-move this. Even though bishop a6, it wouldn't be ideal. Nah, that's good enough. And Toolsport does resign. That was dramatic. A win against the FIDE master. I'm back on track. Thanks for the game, Toolsport. Am I speaking too loudly? I feel like I don't really have the right volume. Yukalahti 33 is next in line. Ali. It's never too late to transform the game into a Mora gambit. I dealt with this particular move order in my youth quite a bit. Like normally I went knight f6 and people went e5 and whatever. I was doing fine with black. But if you move around in, I'm not sure if it's German youth chess circles or just youth chess circles, you will get plenty experience in the Mora gambit. Believe it or not, I even played it with the white pieces when I was like 10 or 11 maybe. I was never really an e4 player. I grew up playing d4. But at some point I thought, all the other kids, they're playing e4. They're having all the fun. I should try to be like the other kids. But then I understood. It's okay to be different, Jan. You don't have to play e4. You don't have to be like all the other kids. Yeah, I think that was after I lost some painful game in the Mora gambit. And in, what year could that be? Like 1991 maybe? I think that's the neighborhood. No, I don't really have a recollection of many e4 games I played. I think I was mainly a 1d4 player from day one. But I do remember that I played a Mora gambit or two. He played queen b7 because bishop b7, knight d5 was unpleasant. Typical tactic. But you can't fool Jukalahti. From Finland? You from Finland? No, from Switzerland. Sounds Finnish, doesn't it? Okay, I don't have any particular plans. And Pramod MVS is asking me to make guesses who's gonna live and who's gonna die in Avengers. I don't want to, because even if you said I was right or I was wrong, we would still spoil it for all of those among us, me included, that don't know yet. And I want to sit there in the cinema and be a hater. Come on, Tom Holland, you're not gonna make it out of here. No, I love Tom Holland, and enjoy the magic of not knowing everything that's gonna happen in the movie. I feel like that's a big problem nowadays. We have too much information going into a movie. In the old days, you knew nothing. Maybe you knew it's a Steven Spielberg movie. Well, now we know it's 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has all these 80s references. And you're sort of, made up your mind going into it already, which I think is wrong. So I try to know as little as possible. That's my motto in life anyway. Don't bother me with all these facts. I want to know as little as possible. And recently, that strategy has really been showing in my chess game, especially my openings. That's something I haven't felt like that in a long, long time, because I've always taken pride in being a good opening player. But recently, my openings really haven't been very impressive. And that probably means that Kaisa is indeed a jealous goddess. And she did not like me devoting attention to other things. In case you're wondering what other things, I don't know either. Probably playing too much Plants vs. Zombies. But it is true that I haven't been working as much on my own openings. Sometimes I've been working on other people's openings recently. And I feel it's something I have to fix. So I will fix it. Because it still makes me fundamentally unhappy not to do well at chess. I guess it goes for all of us. But the stress of chess. It's, even though you can always justify it to yourself, it's a tough feeling, and I don't like it. And the good thing is, being annoyed is a powerful motivator, or at least I hope it is. And I will work on stuff. Alright, I managed to work on weakening his king a little bit. Position is still not that clear, because my pieces aren't great and all that stuff. But you would hope that these king's weaknesses will be worth something. I'll give the exchange. Should he go knight d4? He doesn't go knight d4. That's rude. I don't have a plan B. Hang on, pawn. Ooh. Don't you love it when you stumble upon, I was going to say some pawn, but I think a pawn is the less confusing wording. Because pawns are hard to find these days. Especially free pawns. I know, it's cringeworthy. So, let's discuss politics. Is CP counted here? Did you guys like the Michelle Wolf correspondence dinner appearance? Or do you think it was over the line? Whatever the line is. I didn't think it was that funny, but I didn't think it was over the line, of course, but I didn't think it was that funny, but I thought it also was not her goal to be funny. I think her goal was to do what she considered to speak truth to power, and gotta respect I think the balls is probably the wrong wording in that context. The courage. So I like Michelle Wolf. I think she's very, very funny, and I thought it was interesting to watch that. I don't have any thought out takes, but I didn't. I don't think she deserves the whatever witch hunt is going on now. And I'm sure my support will mean a lot to Michelle Wolf. Check her out. We have some discussion. Zeelandson says, filthy mouth and not in the spirit of the event. I don't know, there's all this talk about the spirit of the event, but I've been watching most of these correspondence dinner appearances, and Colbert, I think what he did to Bush's face was much tougher than what Michelle Wolf did. And as for the filthy or non-filthy, that's mainly a comedic choice, no? Yeah, I mean, most people have been filthy there. Manuel Smile, number 10. Perpetual Stalemate is asking, Jan, did you see Ricky Gervais' latest Netflix show, Humanity? I did see that. Funny, I had a discussion with Mickey Adams over it the other day at breakfast, because I thought, I said, I'm not sure if that's what I thought, that the bit about Caitlyn Jenner was the most memorable about the thing. And Mickey said, nah, that one he didn't like, but he liked pretty much all the other pieces about having kids or not having kids and so on. While I could only remember that brutal Caitlyn Jenner routine. Maybe it says more about me. And Pramod MVS is asking, when's the next commentary stint, Jan? I believe it's probably official-ish now that I'll be doing Norway Chess with the one, the only Peter Svidler from our offices here in Hamburg. Will be hiding behind a paywall because we like hiding, so it will be show for premium members only, Chess24 show. Well, there will also be an official show from on site, so everyone has a choice, but that's the next commentary gig for me, I believe, which starts, when does it start? End of this month, at some point, like 27th maybe. What is this? A3? I guess I could take, but no, I like bishops. I'll go back. What are we talking about? Troctor says, if you sit on the days you've set up yourself to get roasted, I'm guessing, yeah, that's still, we're talking about the correspondence dinner. That was what I was thinking about the other day, because some people were saying, it's a roast, what do you expect to happen? And I'm not sure if everyone knows it's a roast. Like, I love these Comedy Central roasts, and those are hilarious, to me at least, but they're obviously, you're getting roasted. Well, I'm not sure if at the correspondence dinner people go into it with the expectation to get roasted or not. But maybe they do. I'm not sure what the spoken or unspoken rules are there. But yeah. I think Michelle Wolf is funny. It's my main point. Even though I didn't think that appearance was that funny, I thought it was more brave. Which sometimes, can bravery be funny? I hope not, because I'm still trying to be funny. I've never been very brave. I'm good at grabbing exchanges, though. Lasomia is saying, time, Jan. Thank you. This time I have it under control. I'm aware. But we're discussing important things, right? No, but I'll be fine on time here. Don't you worry. But thanks for pointing it out, because it's becoming a bit of a recurrent theme, me waking up to 50-something seconds. I do have more exchanges, though, which is nice. And more queens now. Oh, see, they're relaxed again, thinking that this queen robbery would decide the game in my favor, but not yet. Speaking of games material up, I had like an hour in the last Bundesliga game where I played on a rook up. Weird wording. But I was thrilled about that because it gave me new material for the book. It's so hard to get tournament games for the book, collecting rook up material. But yeah, that was good. And Manuel Smile number 10 does offer a draw. I think I have to pass up that generous offer. And thanks for the game, Manuel Smile number 10. What else do we have? Our old friend Skibby, another FIDE master. I should practice only playing FIDE masters from now on. What is that FIDE master's magic? What's the code that I need to crack? And Pramod MBS is saying, Jan the Thinker. I hope you're being serious, Pramod. Skibby is not with us. Sorry, Skibby. Aborti. The next best thing to Skibby, in my opinion, is Zimli. Michailo Granik is asking, is anyone here a fan of Garfunkel and Oates? They released a new song like a month ago. It's pretty political. I haven't seen it, but have I seen their Netflix special? I thought they had good stuff. I haven't been seeking them out. But I hope I'm not confusing it. One of them is the one... I should know these things. Used to be Raj's girlfriend on The Big Bang Theory. It's probably Oates. No. H3. Bishop F3 is the best move. Bishop H5 is sort of risky. Jan living dangerously. This is exciting. Bishop F3, Queen F3, E6, whatnot, but... It looks like the chat is moving on to my favorite discussion. What is Pramod NVS's occupation? And we've heard different versions over the years. We used to think he's a programmer or a software engineer. Then he's telling us that he's a chemical engineer, which no one really knew what that meant. But I believe the consensus at this point is that Pramod is able and willing to build bombs, so we should not mess with them. Is that accurate? I'm probably getting crushed here accurately, but it's a hard knock life. I recall some stuff like H4, F6. I think maybe it was supposed to go Rook C8 instead of Queen C7, and I recall it wasn't very good for black. But you know, it's a hard knock life. And Pramod does say it's chemical engineer. What does that mean? Are you in a lab? Do you wear a lab coat? We need more information, Pramod. And it got confirmed that Oates plays Lucy on The Big Bang Theory. So, yay me. I watched the new song. Don't really know anything about it. Watch the new song. The old days we used to listen to stuff. Nowadays, like, even... We don't really talk on the phone anymore, right? I only do... What do you call this? Video calls nowadays. When someone calls you and there's no video, like, it's very confusing. People just talk to each other without staring at each other? How do you do that? How do you hold your phone if you're not, like, looking to film yourself from a good angle? Pramod NVS says, I look after the process of air separation. Air separation. Is that you're working for Nike and you manufacturing Nike air shoes? Is that what it means? Or is it... Why would you separate air? Like, Do you want to take all the oxygen out of the room? I'm very confused, Pramod, that statement. It's opening more doors than it closes. Mr. Dodgy is saying, only psychopaths look at people when talking to them. No, that's in person. Like in person, no self-respecting chess grandmaster has ever looked at anybody they were talking to. But over the phone, there's a safe distance. You know they can't touch you, so there's no awkward hug threatened. There you look at people. And Pramod, I was hoping his marriage would have a good influence on his pop culture taste. But he's saying Young Sheldon is okay. I tried watching like an episode of that, but it's bad, right? I thought it was bad. But I only tried watching like one episode. So, limited sample size. As for the game, I guess I'm okay. If you don't get blown off the board here and you get this, whatever we call it, Carlsbad structure, where white has some weaknesses, things are good. It tells me opponent disconnected. Zimli, it's not that bad that you have to disconnect. Alright, let me Google air separation. Air separation. So you get rid of the carbon monoxide? Is that what you're up to? Gas plants and air separation plants as well. So you work in an air separation plant? An air separation plant separates atmospheric air into its primary components, typically nitrogen and oxygen, sometimes also argon with an R, and other rare inert gases. I see. So what's the PC correct take on air separation plants, Pramod? Are we trying to close them down because they're bad for the environment, or are we saying they're good? I know very little about air separation, believe it or not. Is there a way to do some pawn separation here from Zimli? Separate Zimli from his pawns. That's what I would like to do. Queen b6, take that, something like that. Alright, I'm gonna continue my studies of air separation. This is fascinating. And in case you're annoyed, we spent the whole episode on Pramod MVS. How dare you? He got married. This is Pramod's episode. And the process consists of the following main steps. 1. Before compression, the air is pre-filtered of dust. Is that where you come in, Pramod, or later? Air is compressed where the final delivery pressure... Give me more pawns. Is determined by recoveries and the fluid state, gas or liquid, of the product. Ugh, this is getting too complicated for me. The process air is generally passed through a molecular sieve bed. Molecular sieve, that's how his king's position feels. Process air is passed through an integrated heat exchanger. Alternatively, the condenser may be cooled by interchanging heat. Ugh, I'd rather watch a chess game than continue reading this. Pramod, I think we need to make the process of air separation more accessible, more fun for the kids out there. Like, in order to teach something, you must first entertain us about air separation. What say you? And I won this game by methodically taking as many pawns as I could. Yay me. Let us play against Villarreal from Mexico. Villarreal from Mexico. Perpetual Stalemate says, now you know how I feel when watching your video series. They look like air separation to me. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult or a bit of both, but I've been thinking about this because I'm not sure if I should try to be a little goofier in the video series, because normally I'm reasonably strictly business and only talk about moves, which I'm not sure it makes for that entertaining viewing. Like normally you try to have a particular video not run much longer than whatever, 25 minutes, and often there's a lot of information to share. So I feel like I shouldn't go out of my way to go off topic. But I'm not sure if that makes the series less watchable. So tell me. As for this line, I used to play this, I believe. And then there was bishop f7 or knight d4, ed, e5. Oh, there we go. Big theoretician, VRL. How does this go? I can't remember. Do I start with this or do I start with c5? Maybe I was supposed to start with c5. Generally, the computer was always content with black's chances here. But of course, it's a weird position. I'm being told keep the video series like they are. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I have enough other forums to talk nonsense that I don't have to use the video series for that as well. But I'm never sure about it. Is this the move? I've certainly seen this line. And probably even this position before. But the details don't always stick in my head. But I've seen stuff along those lines. Maybe f4 here? Because knight c4 I can take here, I guess, and then queen h4. Knight f3 stops me from those cruel intentions. Guess I should bring the queen somewhere. Maybe use it to target the pawn. So Dodgy says no one watches opening videos for love. That's true, but I still feel that it might make it easier to just remember stuff if you think, oh, that's where he made the dumb joke about lawnmowers, that in this position you have to go queen f5. See, I don't have any dumb jokes about lawnmowers, that's a problem. But sometimes there is, what I'm trying to say is there is sometimes method to the madness of talking nonsense, because it makes stuff a little more accessible and easier to stick in mind. Like if I read a chess informant, even though, or whatever, an uncommented game or a game with just variations, I will pretty much forget it instantly. While if there are some dumb jokes or anecdotes or whatever thrown in, I feel like the chances of me remembering anything will be much higher. So it's always tricky to find the right balance. Ooh, I missed rook a5. Does that lead to mass simplifications? Looks like it. The good thing is if you have a decent position and then you blunder something, like I do every other move, often your position can withstand your blunder and you're still not dead lost. Like, not always, because chess, you know, it's very much a move-by-move game. But sometimes your spider sense, even if you miss stuff, which I've been missing so much stuff in my recent games, sometimes you get away with it because your position could withstand your silliness. What are we talking about? Mr. Dodgy says, might need a lot of different lawnmower, other garden machinery jokes. First of all, I've never watched the movie The Lawnmower Man, so I would like to say that in my defense. I will watch it. It's covered on this podcast I'm listening to, How Did This Get Made? Podcast about bad movies. So I'll certainly get around to checking it out. Secondly, mowing the lawn, believe it or not, one of my favorite activities. Put on a podcast, mow the lawn. It's nice. Topper Harley is asking, every human has a spider sense or only you, Jan? I believe every human has a spider sense. Like some are more developed. I'm not sure if we're still talking chess. If we're not talking chess, then yeah, probably Spider-Man is right up there. But no, if we're talking chess, I believe, whatever we want to call it, spider sense, intuition, can make up all kinds of random words for it. But yeah, that everyone has it to some extent, because that's what makes us humans, right? We do have this pattern recognition thing, and a lot of thought processes are subconscious, and we're not able to calculate 18,000 moves in every position. Or maybe some of us are. Therefore, yeah, I think everyone has a spider sense. And the more information about chess you feed your good old brain, the better that spider sense will be. My spider sense really wants to take on h2, but g3 is sort of a letdown. Turn off, letdown. I also want to go for the cheaper rook d5, c4, rook takes d4 check eventually, but probably not yet. Can I take? I really want to take. See? That's where my intuition typically lets me down. It's too keen to grab pawns. That silly intuition. Alright, back. As for the position, I guess it should be a draw, but I'm probably slightly better because I have the more passed pawn, and arguably his pawns are a little weaker than my pawns. Blah, blah, blah. I also have a little more time on the clock, but who's counting? Gimme. The problem is a3 is also hanging, so if he goes rook h1, rook h4 is not a great achievement. And if rook h1, g5, there's still rook e1. Ugh, problems. Problem solving, not a skill that I have. At least not in real life. Flagging, a skill I do have. Also not in real life. Pawn ending. I have more pawns, so I thought that was good. Tough game against Vera. Played very well. Thanks for the game. And Perpetual Stalemate says, Bishop h2 worked better for you than for Fischer. See, there you go. Pattern recognition. Why do we remember that? Because of all these stories about that game. If it was just some game you clicked through, okay, it was sort of high stakes, so maybe we would have remembered it. Let's play against La Somia. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. WGM, which I'm not sure if WGMs are worse kryptonite for me than FIDE Masters or better, but we will probably find out. This Spanish, the Ruy Lopez. I still haven't learned anything. Maybe I should learn a new Spanish system one day. Because I'm pretty much only capable of doing this or the marshal, which gets a bit old after 20 years. But this system feels nice and active, so I like playing it. D3, another eternal question for all these structures. Do you spend a move on h6 or do you not? Not this time. I'm sure I'll regret it. Now I got it. We're following, what is it? Carlsen Vityugov from recent stuff. I think they played something very, very similar to this very, very recently. And I was doing commentary with Peter Lako, and I said, nah, bishop c5. I would have started with whatever, queen d7, rook a8. And he said, no, bishop c5 shows deep understanding of the position. And then I thought, okay, who am I to argue? Let's put the bishop back to f8. I'm not sure if it was this exact position, but the themes were there. Not so sure about queen d7. I'm not sure if I should have maybe thought first before blundering the e5 pawn and played something like rook b8 in order not to allow a b, rook a8, ed, something, knight e5. Normally there's tricks at the end of such lines, so I'm not that concerned that it was actually winning material, but I should certainly have considered it. All right, let's get out the way. The A file, hopefully, is not such a key factor here. There you go. D, bishop c4 is not really happening, so b4 could be a move. Then you gotta be a little careful about running into d3, d4 in such positions. But who has the time? Oh, bishop a4 is also annoying. Now b4 was bad. Ugh. Bishop a4 is really annoying. Ugh. Shouldn't have missed that. Maybe I have tactics like knight d4. But no, this was not the plan. Queen d2 looks less to the point. Now the tactics might be going my way, because here after ed, if the bishop moves, I have bishop b4 winning an exchange, which is not the end of the game. White might even have some compensation because of my silly king side, but it's a decent start. All right, so far so good. Now let's not get checkmated. Start with this just to rule out some bishop a4, which was still an annoying pin. I hope that after bishop h6, knight c2 will be all right. But still not an easy position, surprisingly. Let's exchange stuff. I also would like to bring my knight closer to the business. I shouldn't pre-move this because after takes, knight takes d3 could be a move, even though I guess it's not. So I'm expecting some knight f5 and I'm still scared. So here's knight d3 move, queen d2. Nah, it's not going anywhere really, right? Nah, not worth it. Endgame. Okay, that I'm okay with, I guess. I think, even though, of course, now with having won one pawn back, the material deficit is no longer that great. But I think White's best chance was to try to checkmate me with queens on the board, because the end game, the extra exchange, will hopefully play a role eventually. Even though if I lose the d4 pawn without getting anything, that could change my outlook. I thought something like bishop d4, but rook d1 had me worried. So what's going on here? Nothing much. Still compensation, actually. Yeah, this won't be easy to win. Not that many pawns left. But still, let's hope these rooks are good for something. Come on, rook. Do something useful for once. Here or check? This check? Nah. All right. I have a feeling, once again, other things being equal, which probably they weren't, but that the exchange of rooks should be good for me because blah blah blah. With only one rook left, it's gonna be much harder to defend against that rook. Attacking stuff, you know, vertically or horizontally. I'm not sure if that's true though. Black White is actually very solid with that stupid knight on e3. Yeah, this is not as easy as I was hoping it would be. Might not be easy at all, might just be a fortress. So I'm gonna need, you know, to be patient, bring the king around, and hope that it will lead to something good. I should also try not to blunder my rook along the way. Not quite sure where this unexpected journey is taking me, but hopefully somewhere. I'm like Bilbo Baggins with these things. I don't really care about where the journey is going as long as I'm on the road. Oh, did I miss the point where... I should be paying more attention. I should have done something different. After king f4, I should have taken on g2. Silly me. Rook f2, g8. Not that clear, right? What am I doing? Ugh, I wish I could calculate. Why is chess so hard? Tough fight against Lasomia there. No idea what was going on. I'm guessing it was a draw somewhere around here. Here I thought there was knight d6 check, maybe, no? Takes, knight f7, and I couldn't see anything. Who knows? Tough game. Thanks for the game. Lasomia. Sorry if I bungled that name. What time is it? I still have a bit of time till my exciting Avengers adventure. Let's play the commutator. Commutator's been around for a while, haven't you? What have we been talking about? Carl Nering has to go? Bye, Carl Nering. Maybe he left already. Well, the commutator is fianchettoing his bishop. I will do no such thing. I will... I don't know. Not fianchetto my bishop. So here's the thing. The commutator wants to play what we like to call the hippopotamus. He wants to go knight e7, a6, b6, bishop b7, h6, and then have a look around. But I will not allow him to. I will go a4. The point is, if he now goes b6, I'll go a5, sort of undermining his structure. Well, if he goes a6, I also go a5. Therefore, he has to change his plan. And I'm making up a lot of stuff for him. Maybe want to go c5 all along. But that would be wrong, because it would weaken that pawn. So this a4, I think, is very clever. Topper Harley is asking, Jan, why didn't you play the Coppa di Chorachera? It's the chess event of the year. Yeah, it didn't work out because I was on the road so much. I was in Thailand when they started and I didn't have whatever they call this streaming equipment. And then before that I was doing the live commentary in Baden-Baden and Grenke. But I heard it's been fun and it's been, yeah, fun to do for the Spanish guys. So next time I'll be around. Donor is asking, my thoughts on chess 960. Not a big fan. Partly because I'm, of course, an opening nerd. And there's not a lot of opening theory in chess 960. But my bigger beef with it is that I find a lot of the starting positions kind of unnatural. And it takes like 30 moves to get your pieces to normal positions. So that never really did it for me. And yeah, I still find classical chess plenty interesting. So, no, not a big chess 960 guy. But I haven't really played it much. Like I've played, I think, in one of these, maybe two. They used to have these tournaments in Mainz or later in Frankfurt. These big rapid events where you always had a chess 960 tournament as well. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to arrange my pieces here. So I play one or two of those, and I once played a private chess 960 match against a friend of mine. But that's pretty much all the experiences I have with it. So, not much. I'm not sure I would be able to tell you the rules right now. Can I capture that queen somehow? After the commutator brazenly, but not wrongly, grabbed my b2 pawn. I can't see how to get to his queen. Nah, the queen will get back to action. Good job, commutator. Queen c2. And then it will find its squares. I'll pretend to have, what's that filthy word? Compensation for the pawn. Ugh. Not really a believer in that concept. But what else can I do? That's just, okay, we blundered a pawn, let's continue the game and then say, oh no, we have compensation. I don't really mean that. Commutator playing a great game. Donor is saying, seems to me like nowadays it's just a memory exercise. I don't know, once again, I can only speak for myself. I've never had a single game that was just a memory exercise. That's not true, I've had one or two. But does it happen to you? Like you play a game and it's a memory exercise? Like for me, it never happens. Like sometimes you play 8 moves of theory, sometimes you play 12, sometimes whatever. But at some point I'm always sitting there in deep thought and I still find it pretty interesting. So no, I can't confirm that. Give me that queen, commutator. My plan is bishop c2, trapping it. That's why I played h3 to take away the g4 square, even though it was probably wiser to not do that now that I think about it, and just go bishop c2, queen g4, h3, queen h5, and then whatever, king h2. Look for a way to trap it there, because now the queen once again can weasel out. And Dr. Commutator, so far playing very well. I still want your queen though, just so you know. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's why I went a5, so I can continue to rest it. And now, finally, it's tapped. Thanks for the game. Commutator played a good game. I will play against WSK. If Mr. WSK is with us. There we go. D5, let's play C4. This is more of a move or a device nowadays. You have to be ready for D5, D4, which is ambitious, but also a bit scary for both sides. Can lead to very sharp positions after B4. While if black goes E6 or C6, normally we transpose to some stuff. Here white, yeah. Sometimes I go E3, sometimes I play G3. Bishop G2, and sometimes I just go for the standard Slav. With D4. This G3, I've never been a big aficionado or expert, but it's been around for a while. Bishop f5 is not a common move. I'm not sure what you do. Normally they go knight f6, bishop g2, d takes c4, or knight f6, bishop g2, bishop g4. This bishop f5 typically you try to punish by taking and queen b3, targeting b7. And the reason you take first on d5 is that now queen to b6 can be met by queen takes d5, or at least I hope it can be. I'm not sure what happens after, let's say, queen to c7, hitting this bishop. I would probably play knight c3, and then e6. But it feels like I might be able to be annoying with some speedy development. I'm normally able to be annoying. Bishop g2, d3 or d4, bishop f4, rook to c1. We'll see. Bishop c8 back is of course possible, but it's a little passive. Sometimes I play like that and argue, okay, but now this tension has been released in the center, so I can get away with losing all this time. But still, it does cost a bunch of tempi. I guess d4 is maybe the most logical way to play, but I'm strangely attracted to the idea of trying to break the center by playing d3 and e4. So I will act on that, hopefully not fatal attraction. d4 makes sense. Maybe I should have played some other move than knight to c3. Now we'll get some weird King's Indian structure where my queen is not particularly well placed on b3. So probably I didn't handle my business very accurately here. So what do they do in weird King's Indian structures? Knight h4. The problem with knight h4 is often that if you go f4, e, f, g, if there's tactics against this loose knight on h4, like knight takes e4, followed by queen takes h4, so one has to take that into account. But I'm dreaming of putting the knight on f5 and then maybe following up with f4. Goes h6. Can I go f4? E, f, g, f, knight e4, d, e, queen h4, e5. Doesn't really seem to be leading anywhere. All right. I will take the pawn, just so you know. He does know. Yeah, not sure what to think about this position after, let's say, castles. FE, bishop e5, bishop d2. Hoping I'm a bit better, but it's not at all clear. Black has very serious play of his own, knight g4, knight to e3 and whatnot. So, who knows, really? Maybe I'll start with this. What are we talking about? The Women's World Championship match. I know very little about it, I have to admit. Who against whom? When is it? Where is it? I haven't heard anything, honestly. Like, that might be ignorance on my part, I'm not sure, but I haven't heard anything, so I can't tell you anything about coverage. Je ne sais pas. As for this game, I'm not doing that well, I guess. I guess I'll win on time, which is nice, but not a spectacular position. Then again, when has winning on time ever not been a spectacular feeling? It's the thing with Blitz, you gotta make some moves sometime. Even if they're crappy moves, like most of mine. No idea if queen d3 works, I'll just hope it doesn't. But a lot of my chess is a bit hope-based recently, which is not ideal. And the World Championship match is Zhu Wenjun versus Tang Shonji. Alright, it starts tomorrow. Wow, I honestly had no idea, my apologies. Hadn't heard anything about it. I did study some Zhu Wenjun games though, she's a very, very strong player. How is that? Tan Shonji won the last knockout tournament and Zhu Wenjun is the highest rated, apart from Hu Yifan, who's not partaking in this cycle, I'm guessing. Is that how it's determined, or how is it? Once again, apologies for me not knowing anything. I'll go somewhere. Then 93 is a problem. Ugh. Alright, so what can I do? I guess just, let's get it over with. What's the point? Zhu Wenjun won the Grand Prix. That's how he qualifies. Sorry. Got it. Makes sense. And I did win on time. Good game by WSK. But yeah, it's Blitz. It's very hard to win if you spend 41 seconds on moves constantly. What time is it? We can play maybe 2 more. So yeah, I didn't know that was starting tomorrow. I'll check it out. Are the games on good old Chess 24? I'm guessing the games will be here, right? I'll play Die Maschine. Sometimes we all have to play the machinery. Normally this early CDED is supposed to be, well, not really inaccurate. Of course white is fine, but a little more harmless than waiting for knight f6, because now there's no horsey to pin with bishop g5. And black is supposed to have an easier time equalizing here, like bishop f4, you can go bishop d6. And g3 typically doesn't mix that well with cd, because in this structure, the bishop on g2 is sort of, staring at this very solid formation of pawns on d5 and c6. White can try to go for a quick f3, e4, but that will make things very double-edged. And if that doesn't happen, black is just comfortable here. I'll get some pieces out. Is this the right angle I should be sitting in? Or is this better? Knight h4 is a good move. I actually thought about spending a tempo on h6, but I was hoping I didn't have to, especially now this bishop can set up shop here. And after rook e1, I'll go h6. Make a little nest on h7. Die Maschine in deep thought here. Because knight a2. What's the point of that? He wants to go knight c1 maybe? Not sure. I guess. I'll ask. Oh, to blunder bishop a5? Okay, it's not the end of the world, but I should see such things. Bishop a5, rook a5, queen d3, queen b2. I'm guessing I'm okay. But once again, I should not miss such. Just very tough. He goes b4, which is fair. Not sure about AB. Maybe I should have played A4, just keep the status quo. Or it's not really keeping the status quo, but fix the structure like that. Because now after bishop B4 I have to take, because D3 is also hanging. And I don't really want to exchange these bishops. So I'm happy-ish that he went knight B4, because that leaves these bishops on the board. And you can see the bishop on D2 is sort of more passive than the bishop on D6. Should favor me to have these guys on the board. Ale. Perpetual Stalemate says Die Maschine does mean deep thinker in German? I don't think that's what it means. I'm pretty sure it means the machine. You know, the words even sound sort of similar. Machine and machine. So... I do not think that he's using assistance by the machine, though. But he does take his time. Can I trick him? Knight d2, queen d2, rook a3. Might win a pawn. There's knight d5 then. Zwischenzug. Oh, but then cd5. The rook is actually defended. I'm not sure if this is the best I can do, but do it I will. Spills is pointing out that if my opponent quits chess, he will be Ex Machina. Fair enough. That's a movie I liked. Ex Machina. Seen it twice, maybe? It's a good movie. That's all I have to say. That's the level of... Nowadays I'm too lazy to even talk about why I like a movie. I'll just say, it's good. Good movie. Well... Rook cb1 was a bit of a blunder. Now I am emerging with more pieces than Die Maschine. And this bishop, maybe forgotten, in his little hideout on h7, has his glorious appearance. And in such positions I'm pretty good. It's not exactly a rook up position, because I'm also piece up. But during my studies of rook up positions, I also did study the positions where you have a rook and a piece. Normally it's important, if your opponent has only a 0-0 seconds, to not lose on time before he does. So, thanks for the game, Die Maschine. Alright, last game. Who shall I play? The eternal question. Let's play against Shritar.Raju. Sorry if I bungled the name. Here we go. First game ever against Shritar.Raju. If he is around. If not, I'll find somebody else. Somebody new. Sorry, looks like he's not there. So, let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was maybe too fast. That was more Lubega style. But no, Shritar is not around. Sorry, Shritar.Raju. Another game then. Play against Sidhu GM, Sidhu Grandmaster, Siddharth Sabari Shankar. Sorry if I bungled that name. Is that Kramnik? Or are you Kramnik? I don't know. We play another Rui Lopez. Good old Marshall. I need to learn a new opening. What opening should I learn? You guys tell me. You can't play Marshall all your life. Now this stuff, black can force a draw with DE4, but I don't want to. I'll take here. DE is sort of the theoretically correct way. 95, blah, blah, blah. What's this? I once had a game here. Believe it or not. I forgot what I did. I think against Daniel Stellwagen. Did I go here? I do believe we played something along these lines. Sidhu GM, well prepared. big champion of chess theory. This line is not very good, as I said, because after d4, d takes e4 is just a draw, but you can't make a draw all the time. Or so they've been telling me. What do I do now? Bishop a3, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would have done after bishop back to c1 either. I also don't know what to do here. So there's that. Knight a5. Looks sort of logical, no? Knight d8, knight e6 also might be a plan, but it felt a little slow. So, my brilliant idea is to put the knight here, then hope he takes it, and then put the bishop on d3. That's about it. Knight h4 makes sense, of course. Do I have to go back to e6? I don't really want to. Not sure how to do this. Maybe I have to allow him to exchange a bunch of stuff. I was hoping that here, if white goes knight f5, queen f5, that I'll be fast with rook b8 and something to b2. Do I throw in h6? Maybe now is a decent time to think about it, but maybe no need yet either. A lot of maybes in my thought process. That's because all these FIDE masters, they shock my confidence. So there's always like, maybe, I don't know, I don't trust myself. But maybe I have a good position now, because the rook comes here. Maybe. Ali. Queen a4. So resourceful. Have to admit I missed that queen a4 idea, and that's annoying. Nah, I need a loft. One day I'll need a loft. Everybody needs some loft. All along. Can I go here? I find it so hard to calculate chess moves. Back in the day, I would calculate, calculate, calculate. That's not true. I've always found it hard. Trying to figure this out. If he goes bishop d2, if I can somehow win. It would be nice to somehow win, wouldn't it? And hang on. Still this calculating issue. Bishop d2, rook e1, bishop e1, queen b1, king f1, queen d3, king g1, queen e2. Do I win? Looks like I win there, no? Feels like I'm winning there. Maybe queen e4 is also winning, but a wise man once told me, after you've spotted one win, don't look for another. What else is there? Rook f1, queen d3 doesn't help. Rook d1, queen d3 should also not help, right? No, it looks like it's game. Looks like we'll sit here for another minute. But I can't see a defense. And Sido GM resigns. Thanks for the game. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back to report about my observations on what's called Avengers Infinity War, which I hope will be a fantastic movie that will teach me something about life, because sometimes you get sick of all these blockbusters, all this meaningless action where we just gotta contribute to the $1 billion the movie is supposed to make to be a commercial success. But you know, it is empty calories, and it's refreshing to see like a smaller little movie that just teaches us a valuable lesson or two. So I like movies like that, like Lady Bird or Avengers Infinity War, you know, stuff like that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around. I think tomorrow at noon I'm doing a show in the lovely language that is Deutsch. So Geschwätzblitz zur Mittagspause. Morgen, 12 Uhr mittags. Check it out. That's it for today. Bye. Love you.